Today we are going to look at some of the momentum indicators that are available in TradingView, which is free of cost. Using these two indicators, we will look at how we can take high conviction trades. Okay, so let's start immediately without wasting any time. I will add these two indicators. The first one is RSI, Relative Strength Index. I will come to the settings of these indicators later point of time, but first I'm adding them. Okay, the second one is MACD, moving average convergence divergence, right? So let's first understand how these indicators work before we start utilizing them and modifying the settings and taking trades, right? So if you look at RSI, relative strength index, right, there are basically two lines. Okay, one is the relative strength index RSI line, and there is a RSI moving average line. Basically, the moving average line smoothens out the movement of the RSI line, right? Which gives you a very clear direction without all these ups and downs, as you can see here, right? It gives you a very smooth movement of the trend. Okay, so that is what you can see here. If you look at the settings of it, we use the default settings. We are not changing anything now, right? The default is the length of the RSI default is 14, right? We have enabled divergence calculation. I will talk about that quickly in this video, right? And the smoothen moving average, which you see, which is at 14 as well. The simple moving average is used. You have the option to change it to any of the other options which is available, but it's easy and manageable to use either SMA or the EMA, exponential moving average. Okay, and then you can change the time on the chart, uh, the time frame that to be calculated, but as of now we will leave it as a default. When we say chart, it takes a time that is used on the chart, which is 3 minutes, which is what we are going to use for this analysis. Okay, so if we look at the settings of this on the style tab. So we have enabled RSI, we have enabled the RSI based moving average. We're going to leave anything and everything else as default. One of the important things that you should know is the RSI upper band, the middle band, lower band. These are very, very important levels. Okay, default is 70, 50, 30. Okay, I will talk about why these are very important as we move forward in this video. Okay, right. So now let's go to MACD. So MACD, there are three things that you see immediately, right? One is the signal line, and the other one is MACD line, right? In the so let's talk about the signal line and the MACD line. Whenever the signal line crosses above the MACD line, you will see a bullish movement in the chart, right? But whenever the signal line is above the MACD line, you will see a bearish movement, okay? And it tightly correlates with the RSI movement as well. As you can see, whenever there is a bearish movement on the chart as well as MACD line is below the signal line, you will see the RSI line cutting through the RSI based MA, which is a very clear signal that this is a bearish movement and there is a probability of you taking a selling or put buying, right? Call shorting, you can call it whichever you want as per your convenience, right? But that's where you get the signal, right? In the same way, you can see whenever there's a positive movement, bullish movement, right? You can see I have highlighted that with a vertical line here. This is exactly what I want to show you on how this particular set, the RSI and MACD works, right? But I'll come to that a little later. But first, let's complete discussing about the MACD as a indicator, right? So with the settings you can see here, this is the default settings. The fast length is 12, the slow length is 26, the signal smoothing is 9. We are not changing anything here, it's same, right? This is the histogram settings. We're not going to change that. And this is the MACD color, which is blue, orange for the signal line, and then there is a zero line as well. Okay, so we'll come to this uh, zero line importance and stuff like that as well as we move forward. Okay, let's talk a bit about divergence of RSI. Okay, as you can see here, this is something that you will see in visible eyes in trading view, but if you use RSI in any broker account, this option may not be available, but then it's a very good option that you can see here. While the RSI is trending downwards, the price is moving upwards, right? Which clearly says that at the end of the trend, there is going to be a downward movement. And that's the message that you're getting here. I'll show you a different place as well. You can see here, similar approach. As the price is going up, the RSI line is trending down, right? And from that point onwards, you can clearly see that there is a bearish movement. And on the opposite side as well, you can see, right? Here it says there is a bullish movement, and you can clearly see that as well, right? So from this moment onwards, see the trending is coming down, which is opposite to the trending of the RSI line, right? But from that moment onwards, there is a bullish movement, right? Which is a very short bullish movement, but you can make a good amount of uh, trade here. Let's say if you start here and you go here, you get around 80 points on the premium, you will get close to 40 points, right? So that's the advantage of looking at these divergence related information very, very carefully. Okay. Yes. So let's now look at few trades where we really look at the combination of these two indicators, RSI and the moving average convergence and divergence. In short, it's called MACD, right? How it really works and how we can take the trade. I'm just removing these lines which I've drawn earlier, right? Okay, I've just highlighted few places where I wanted to really show you, which is very clearly visible, right? You take this particular time at 1309 on 25th of November, right? You can see this is something that you need to clearly note down, and this is very important. You can try to come back, rewind this video and play it a couple of times, right? You should look at this multiple times to understand this, right? So the first point, whenever the RSI line crosses up the line is of 30, you can see this here, right? This is 30, right? This dotted line, and this gets into the shaded area, right? Whenever the RSI line cuts into this 30 line, then that's a kind of bullish signal, but we also need to look at the moving average, right? You need to wait till there is a crossing of the MA line of the signal that higher, right? Exactly in this place. Okay, now can I take the trade here because I can see RSI moved above 30 and MACD line cross signal line and histogram is also green. Can I take the signal? No, you need to look at one more thing. That is nothing but the price action, which is very important. As you can see, from the time you got a very clear signal that the MACD line cross signal line and then the RSI is already above 30, also moved about the RSI based MA, but still there is something missing here, which is the price action. The price action is trending downwards, right? You need to wait till the price action changes. And this is where I wanted to tell you what is the significance of the black line that you see here, which is at the exact 50 points in the RSI, right? You should wait till the RSI goes above 50 and take the trade. Okay, so you see here, I take the trade whenever the RSI is above 50. You see here, it's here, right? And you get easily 90 points, right? And stopped, you can where I exactly stopped, right? I stopped when two meeting points. One is the next candle is exactly starting at the closing of the previous candle and going down. The second important conviction you need to see is the RSI line immediately cutting down and going down, right? And the third one is the histogram green color becomes a light green, right? Once all these three things happens, you should exit from that buy trade. Okay, please note that this particular video is for educational purpose only, right? Don't try to recreate this, okay? But you need to learn from this. The objective of this video is for us to learn, right, together, but not to recreate whatever is done here and I will try to do it in the same way. No, please understand the logic, the concepts, and try to do it yourself. Do it on paper trading first. Let it work for some time, maybe 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, 30 days, right? Become comfortable. Then take a trade on your broker account. Okay? Always do paper trading, always do back testing. Uh, please carry, don't get carried away by the videos that is on YouTube. Yes, they are very good, very important, and I'm trying to give a lot of information from my experience, right? But whoever is listening to this, viewing this, please do the back testing. Please do paper trading, right? And that's when you will get the confidence that what I'm saying is right, and what you listened and what you understood, you took it in the right way, right? And you understood that in the right way, right? Please always double check before you implement and use your hard earned money. Okay, now let's move. So we saw one trade here, right? Let me also mark that trade here. The trade was from somewhere from here, right, until here. I will leave it here, right? You got around 90 points. Now let's look at a short trade. If you come here, I can see the what we saw here. Understand this, right? For a buy signal, the RSI should cut from the bottom to the top around the 30 line, right? For the sell signal, it's the other way. The RSI line should cut down from the 70 line. Okay, the dotted line you see on the top, and then the shaded area down there, this is the 70 line. You see the marking here on the right side, right? So this is the 70 line. The RSI should cut down from the 70 line. That's the first signal to you. The second signal is the MACD line should go below the signal line.